Hello all, and welcome to this. And yes, it's an MMA vid, which I do periodically every great once in a blue moon, because I like to do them. And I've wanted to do this one for weeks now, upon weeks. Really since, well, I shouldn't say weeks upon weeks, about 3-4 weeks now, since the first, since the Ultimate Fighter premiere, I've wanted to do this, and I just haven't had the chance. But I have really liked the show so far. Usually 2 weeks in, and 2-3 weeks in, and I'm probably the last who knows how many years. I'm usually done. I just get bored with it, and every show this year, they particularly starting with the premiere, where they brought the families in and they really introduced you to the guys and really made you care about the guys. I've just been really impressed. I like the way they've shot the show, the whole thing. I really liked it. Of course, we had the Uriah Hall Insano knockout, and apparently there might be more coming. Rumors have it. But just a really good show. Some upsets. I think all but one of the. I would say the first fight was good, and that ended in a knockout. I would say there's really only been one fight in the after the premiere that I would say was okay. But yeah, it's been a very interesting show. I think it's kind of funny because if you watch the show, the UFC hasn't made it a pretty good secret that they would like Jon Jones to be the face. They would like him to be the good guy coming out of this. And of course you have Chael Sonnen, who they would like to be the bad guy. Except that on this show, I think Chael Sonnen comes off like such a good guy. I think that if you like Chael Sonnen, you're going to like Chael Sonnen like 100 times better. And I think if you didn't like Chael Sonnen, you might start to like Chael Sonnen. And it's funny because apparently, rumor has it, that UFC edited the season with the idea of trying to make Jon Jones look better than he actually looked when they filmed it. Which is kind of scary because I don't think he's looked that good. When he made his picks, I was like, wow, I don't know about that. I mean, I thought Chael made much better picks than him, and it's shown. As he's only one. John's only one of John's guys have won so far, and that was because Chael's guy just refused to fight. It's very interesting to see Chael talking to the guys in kind of a Yoda way throughout the show, the episode. So I really like this season. I know UFC has said that they're going to invite, I think, all of the guys back for the finale, and the winners will get contracts, which, they just got rid of, 16 guys, and do they need more guys, particularly at middleweight? I don't know, but probably not. But they just got rid of a bunch of guys. They're probably going to end up getting rid of, I think Dave Meltzer and a couple of other people have said that, they're really looking to get rid of about 100 guys. Still, another 100 guys, because they have so many people they brought in. They got the women's division now, which I will talk about later, and the flyweights, and so they need to bring in some more of them. So you're going to see probably a lot more guys leave. Of course, the big guy who got cut was John Fitch after Demian Maia, who was another thing I wanted to come on here and talk about, was that UFC show, because of course, if you've ever heard me talk about MMA before, maybe I think I've talked about this. I'm a big Demian Maia fan. And since he's gone down in weight, oh my god, I'm loving it. Because he's just out grappling dudes like it's no. And what he did to John Fitch, and I know a lot of people got upset because they were like, it's boring, and I agree. It was, but a lot of people would say that boring because I don't think Rogan and Goldberg did a good job of explaining what was going on and exactly what maybe Rogan did a little bit, because he was saying, hey, he's going for subs, but he's not getting them. He kept going for the rear naked and he wasn't getting it. But yeah, just to see him dominate John Fitch like that was, and people said, he outfitched Fitch. He more than outfitched Fitch. That was insane what he was doing to Fitch, because he was just taking him down and taking his back at will, and he was doing that to John Fitch. That was scary, scary, scary stuff. Now, when he gets in there with a striker, what's going to happen? We don't know. We don't know because we haven't seen him with a striker at this weight. We know what happened when he was at, when he was at a higher weight. We know what he did, and it wasn't good. Of course, and he apparently now has figured out that, you know what, I'm really good at this jiu-jitsu stuff. Maybe I need to do this jiu-jitsu stuff when I get in the cage and stop trying to stand, which I'm not so good at. Not that he can't practice standing, because, you want to practice on the thing that you can't do in case you have to do it, because you might run into a guy that you can't just out-grapple. Not that I see that happening, because that was crazy. But, of course, John Fitch lost. He got cut. Though Dana had said for years that, if John Fitch, went on like a lost a bunch of fights, that he, it wouldn't take a bunch of fights for John Fitch to lose. One of the reasons he was never cut before was due to the fact that he would, he kept winning, and you can't really cut a guy who kept winning, but he lost, so they cut him, and also the fact that I'm sure, he had a pretty good contract, and I'm sure that was the other part of it, is that, it really justified paying John Fitch that much. Maybe he'll show up in Bellator, which I will talk about right now, because I think the one thing, if they keep cutting guys, I think that will benefit Bellator, even though UFC keeps saying they're in a war with Bellator. I think it will help Bellator, because it will allow them to bring in some new guys if they want to do that whole tournament thing, which is another thing I've been watching, which is, since they've gone to Spike, has been Bellator. I didn't really watch them when they were on MTV2, because I always forgot they were on. And they were on MTV2, which, wasn't something I normally watched anyways. Wasn't a station I normally watched. But I have watched since they've gone to Spike, and I love it. I'm not going to lie. Do they have the best fighters in the world? Not really. Are the fights usually fun? Yeah, the fights are usually fun, end quick. You got, because you have guys who are maybe not as skilled, but you do wind up having at least funner fights to watch, more entertaining fights because of that, because, you're not getting guys just totally just dominating guys. You're getting a lot of knockouts, you're getting a lot of subs, you're getting, you're getting finishes. The fights are really good. The promos, which that's what I want to talk about in Bellator. Now, don't get me wrong, the production isn't as good, and it can come off a little cheesy, but when they do these promos, oh my God, is it awesome? I mean, you definitely, after watching, they do promo for one guy, promo for another guy, the fight, then you can choose, okay, which guy you're going to root for. And they come off really good. They definitely do a much better job making you caring about guys than, the promos we see UFC do, like, for the pay-per-views. Not the primetime specials, but the promos during the pay-per-view. Oh, I'm going to, this is me, and I'm going to go try to knock him out, and maybe I'll try to sub him. I don't know, but he's a good fighter. That's not what you get. You get, I'm going to knock this guy out. He's not in my league. I'm going to rip his head off. I'm going to break his leg. I'm going to go do, and the guys that don't speak English, they have these interpreters that are just great. I don't even know if they're interpreting the stuff right, but they just make the guys just kind of sound off like, we're going to try to kill each other. That's what you want to hear fighters say. That's what they do. So I have enjoyed that. Saw King Mo get knocked silly, which was hilarious, because I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, dude, he got head kicked twice, and he's still putting his hands down. I'm like, dude, you're gonna get knocked out doing that. This guy is a much better striker than you. I don't care who you've been training with. I don't care if you have been training by Mayweather. You are not a Mayweather. So you need to take this dude to the ground, because he can outstrike you. And then 2 minutes later, he got back-fisted into oblivion, which was one of the craziest knockouts, because it was one of those delayed, gets hit, and he kind of stops and does the slow motion thing, which is kind of cool to see. So that was cool. But yes, if you're not watching Bellator, I would definitely recommend watching it, because even though I don't watch TNA, I do watch Bellator because it is fun to watch, and it's on after I get home. And as I said, Cox Communications sucks, so I don't have a DVR, so I don't get to watch the shows, if I'm not home. And even when I work, and I almost always work Thursday nights, um, come home, I can watch it or watch the replay and have fun doing it. So yes, Bellator, big thumbs up. Now this weekend, or today, as this is we have a pay-per-view which looks like it's going to be a pretty big freaking deal. It is, of course, the Ronda Rousey Camoosh women's fight, the first UFC women's fight. And I will be honest, this thing could do big numbers, and which is kind of weird in my opinion. Though I will be honest, I did think that the first probably 3 women's fights, at least championship fights, should have been on TV. Build it up. Hopefully Ronda wins. It kind of sucks that I can't think of her name now. Probably the woman she should be fighting, not Cyborg. She shouldn't be fighting Cyborg. Forget Cyborg. Until Cyborg can, actually get down in weight, she doesn't need to fight Cyborg. So, and that'll probably be a year off. But, yeah, if Ronda can keep winning, you stick her on. I figured stick her on TV, and then she can fight, later down the road, and maybe the Cyborg fight or somebody else can be the first pay-per-view fight. But that's not what UFC decided to do. They decided to, we'll just stick the first women's fight on pay-per-view, which is pretty groovy. I would have been into this pay-per-view anyways, only because Dan Henderson is fighting on this, and I'm a big Dan Henderson fan. And he's taking on Machida, which should be good, and I'm enjoying. And I do hope that Dan Henderson wins, because I did want to see Dan Henderson take on John Jones. Not that I thought he could beat John Jones, but I thought maybe he could get lucky against John Jones and knock him out. So I thought that would be maybe interesting to see. But it does kind of suck for Dan Henderson that he has to. He was getting a fight with John Jones. Now he's not getting a fight with John Jones. And to get another fight with John Jones, maybe, he has to beat Lyoto Machida and then wait for John Jones to fight Chael Sonnen, which, is what it is. But yeah. So, I would have been watching this anyways. The media blitz apparently has helped a lot. There seems to be a lot of people that want to watch this pay-per-view, and I'm hoping it's going to be really good. I do hope the women's match is good. I hope it delivers. I do think women's MMA has a place. I really do. I have a very dear family friend. She's practically an adopted sister to me, who is an MMA fighter, women's MMA fighter, but not anyone that anyone would really ever know. She has fought on a couple of Invicta shows, but not on the main card. But that's beside the point. But yeah, so I do think Ronda will win. I believe, and I've always believed this. High-level judo guys, judo players, in MMA, because we haven't gotten a lot of them, but when you get them, I'm not talking legit high level, not people that come in and say, oh, I'm a black belt. That's like saying, oh, you're a black belt, and how many people have we seen say, I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then another guy says, well, I'm only a whatever belt, and the guy that's supposed to be 5 grades below this dude gets subs the guy in the first round. We see that all the time. So never, but I mean a legit real, not competition judo, judo with the throws and the subs, fighter. I've always felt would do really well in MMA, and if you've seen most, really high level guys, for the people, I should say, stop saying guys, should be really good. So I figured would do well in MMA, and she has done well in MMA. So there you go with there. And Camoosh is I'm not even saying her name right, and I know. She has a very interesting story, which UFC hasn't really hammered on the fact that she's gay, though they've talked about it. She really hasn't hammered on her gay. On top of that, I don't know if anyone has watched the specials. the primetime specials, but they are good. They are really, really, really good. So, yeah, I've liked that a lot. So, looking forward to this. Looking forward to the Japan show as well, because Mark Hunt will be on that show, and I'm a big Mark Hunt fan, and I will find it utterly hilarious if Mark Hunt beats Struve and they have to give him a title shot. I will find that so funny. It's not though. I find it funny, but I also think it's a great story. And and if he went on, and I know people go, oh, Mark Hunt getting a ton. Put it on a Fox show. Put it on a Fox show. Sell it as a Rocky. If and then if Mark Hunt wins, you can people go, oh, you got an athletic fat guy as your champion. Yeah, an athletic fat guy that hits fucking hard. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I kind of wanted to come on here and talk about. Was all that pretty much that Tough Enough or Tough Enough? Listen to me, Tough Enough. I think I told you that Ultimate Fighter has been uh, great this year. And if you're not watching Bellator, do yourself a favor and watch Bellator. It has been good, 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 good stuff. I might even add if you haven't seen, I'm a big Mark Hunt fan because I just said I was. Because it's on Fuel in the U.S. Well, the Fuel commercial in Australia, which features Mark Hunt, is pretty awesome. I might include that if you haven't seen it, I might include that in the description, because that thing is something to see. So not just I don't think for Mark Hunt fans. I think just for MMA fans in general, it's one of the better UFC commercials I've ever seen. So. But I've rambled on about MMA enough. That's all I really wanted to talk about. Just some things I had wanted to talk about for a while. So there we go. If you order the pay-per-view tonight, because most of you will probably see this tonight, hope you enjoy it. Hope it's a good show. Hope those of you that want to see some stuff or see the Japanese one, the Japanese show, the show from Japan, in some way, form. But anyways, that's all I got. So with that, I'm out. Have a good one. Later.